don't know if you guys saw yesterday, Mayor Adams, which is he's had such a turbulent couple of years. He's just riding this roller coaster wave. He announced yesterday, I don't know if you guys saw it or not, he shifted his policies. He's supporting deporting migrants from New York City, and who have been charged with crimes even before convictions. That's a little gray area, but I respect it. He said, my position is people who commit crimes in our city, you have abdicated your right to be in the city. He also revealed plans to meet Tom Homan, the border czar, to discuss the city's approach to legal immigration. You know how that meeting's going to go. You're an idiot. You caused the problem. I'm going to fix it. I love that guy, bro. I would love to have be like a Thanksgiving dinner with him, and he's drunk. You know what I mean?
Tom
There's
Homan
a massive Freudian
drunk.
slip in that.
What happened?
In that slip, Eric Adams, who abdicated his responsibility to the people, actually gives a quote and uses the word abdication.
Abdication, yeah.
There's a Freudian slip.
There's a big-time Freudian slip. And also he said he wants to collaborate with the Trump administration. This policy change comes because, guys, I don't know if you've been following the news. New York is hell on earth. It's Gotham City. I'm from New York, bro. All my aunts do is complain. All my cousins do are complaining. You can't walk around the streets. I love how the left makes it seem like, what are you talking about? Manhattan is good. I go, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You live on the Upper East Side. You're up in your freaking Robert De Niro freaking high-rise. You're not affected, but the people in the street are. So they've had over 200,000 illegals coming in this past couple years. And the mayor's stance reflects a departure from previous policies that awaited convictions before considering the deportation. Here's a video of him yesterday, just a completely different man. You know what I mean? He's actually the problem. He caused the problem. Now he's trying to fix it. Go ahead, play this clip.
Those who are here committing crimes, robberies, shooting at police officers, raping innocent people, have been a harm to our country. I want to sit down and hear the plan on how we're going to address them. Those are the people I am talking about, and I would love to sit down with the border czar and hear his thoughts on how we're going to address those who are harming our citizens.
It's not complicated.
No. Open to
hearing what their plan is.
Innocent people.
Yeah.
I think you could rape a guilty person, I guess.
Isn't that called prison?
Should cooperate with ICE.
Let me. You know what's interesting? And I was talking to the team the other day. I want you to all go back and Google Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama.
Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama.
Google what they said about those who commit crimes in our city.
Oh,
we saw that.
I thought he was going to say Google Pizzagate.
They said those who commit crimes need to get out right away. That was their position. So this is not a new position, you know, because in the state of in the
New York
era of cancel culture, no one's afraid to be honest about the truth. Well, cancel me, because I'm going to protect the people of this city. And if you come into this country, in this city, and think you're going to harm innocent New Yorkers and innocent migrants and asylum seekers, this is not the mayor you want to be in the city under.
Oh, okay. All right.
Tough guy.
Tom, you made a great point that he just said about the art. What did he say? That
he said raping innocent people.
Yeah.
And David and I looked at each other and says, I guess you can rape guilty people. But I thought that was called prison.
I thought
It was definitely a weird caveat, not just raping people, but raping innocent people.
Innocent.
But by the way, I don't think he gets to like just wash his hands and say, look, now I'm part of the solution. You cannot have that much of a 180 on policy and then claim to be the righteous person when you were that wrong such a short period of time ago. He was shipping illegals to Canada, giving them a bus ticket and saying, go cross the border illegally into Canada in so many words. And they wanted New York to be a sanctuary city until it was too much of a problem. Yep. Then they want that problem to be Canada's problem. Yep. I mean, this guy is the problem. The fact that he's had some awakening now doesn't allow him to wash his hands.
Illegals might be an upgrade.
Texas had bigger buses, and they were shipping them to New York.
Yeah.
They're putting them up in whole hotels.
Yeah, Ian, what's your take on this whole thing?
Oh, it's kind of the Jeff Bezos. Like, do you know how Jeff Bezos didn't endorse Kamala Harris this time? Because the writing's kind of on the wall. Like, we're about to live under Trump, and I want what's best for me. All of a sudden, it's like, looks to me like Mr. Adams is realizing that he's screwed if he stays in line with what he's been doing, and it's time to jump ship. And so now all the rats are jumping ship.
Every single rat. And then, by the way, so you guys noticed the fact, and Alberto, I'll come to you. He mentioned Hillary Clinton and Barack singing that same tune back in the day. Here's the clip. And mind you, they've all, and I'm just curious, and I want to ask all of you guys, what makes somebody change all of a sudden because anything that Trump says, they have to say the opposite. If Trump came out and says, I like air, CNN would be like this. Air is just unqualified to be air, and you know what? Trump is Hitler.
They'd be like,
not all air is good.
Yeah, everybody would hold their breath till they died. Here's a clip of Hillary, and this is her attitude towards illegals. Go ahead.
So I think we got to have tough conditions. Tell people to come out of the shadows. If they've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked. They're gone. If they've been working and are law-abiding, we should say, here are the conditions for you staying. You have to pay a stiff fine because you came here illegally. You have to pay back taxes, and you have to try to learn English, and you have to wait in line.
Dude, what a racist. She said,
learn
what a
English?
Racist. Learn English.
Oh, my goodness.
What a racist. And then I want to play this one. All right, guys, this is the deporter-in-chief, Barack Hussein Obama, having the same kind of sentiment about illegal immigration. Go ahead and play this clip.
We simply cannot allow people to pour into the United States undetected, undocumented, unchecked, and circumventing the line of people who are waiting patiently, diligently, and lawfully to become immigrants in this country. So that's why we need to start by giving agencies charged with border security new technology, new facilities, and more people to stop, process, and deport illegal immigrants.
So what are you gonna say?
It's almost like you can see a what is it called, like a mirage of what they were before they turned into globalist pieces of rubbish.
Yes.
Like he seems reasonable, saying what was politically palatable at the time or politically expedient at the time. Then they get into power. They realize their policies suck crap. They're going to lose the vote of the people who they already had. So they got to rush in tens of millions of illegal immigrants to expedite their citizenship, to replace the voters that they've lost because of their bad policy.
I don't think I agree with that. And I want to remind us,
dare you?
Barack Obama was raised by the state, like he was raised by Lolo Soetoro. He did not become a senator by accident. He was already in. Hillary Clinton, Bill and her, they were smuggling cocaine through Mena, Arkansas. They were doing all these other things already. It's just what I think is happening is that at the time, the border thing was not yet a policy of the establishment. They were not yet paired with the cartels to traffic drugs and kids the way they are now.
Yep. And
it was before Occupy Wall Street. And so it was before they realized we need everyone to start talking about racism and like anything but the class divide. And so once Occupy Wall Street hit, suddenly if you search Google, like if you look this up, all of these like gay, gender, racism, identity politics shoots through the roof because we need to divide everybody so they don't talk about rich and poor. And so I think what we're seeing is we're just seeing two good little two good little drones just doing regular stuff that was not a part of deep state policy at the time. Because at the time, they didn't need the border for trafficking the fentanyl, trafficking the children, pairing with the cartels and all that. And they didn't need to be talking about racism and sexism and all this stuff because they hadn't thought yet to do so because it wasn't yet, the people had not yet awoken to the class divide, right? Mm-hmm. So I would argue that I don't know as it was actually that they used to be good. I don't think they were ever good. Like Hillary is at the time Bill was flying. Like what year is that Hillary clip from? Bill was already fucking little boys with Jeffrey Epstein or whatever was going on there. So like, Barack Obama was already big. Let's just say that Barack's friend Mike was already out of the picture. So I don't know
if they were ever good.
I don't know if they were ever good.
I don't think that they were ever. I personally never trust. I've heard the story of the making of Barack from Andrew Breitbart. Like that guy. I mean, he was putting them on blast a long time, and then all of a sudden, when he was
Breitbart's death is a wild story,
he ran out of a restaurant, and the eyewitnesses were like, "I've never seen somebody that color before." He wasn't choking on food, and it looked like he was somebody.
Well, but the coroner that did the autopsy, he ruled that it would, like, they figured out it was a suicide because the coroner that did the autopsy died the day that the findings came out. He had a heart attack.
Weird.
Do you know that?
Convenient.
It was this weird story where it's that's how you know it was a suicide.
Yeah. Tom, what do you think? What's your take on this whole, Eric Adams, them changing their tunes?
Well, first of all, Eric Adams is sort of a man without a country at the moment, running for his political life. Mm-hmm. I think it's that simple on Eric Adams. He doesn't appear, is he doing an errand for somebody? Certainly not. Not right now. Doesn't appear to be. So. Is he cooperating with some bigger program? No. How do I know that? Because they're going after him.
Yeah.
He's not useful, so they went after him with the same lawfare they're going after him. It's like, dude, you're not doing it right. And he is reacting to, I believe, the pinch that happened with the Clinton voters in New York. You look at New York, New Jersey, and California. That is the ones that David Polloff was talking about from a political strategy standpoint of where it all narrowed in. People talked about New York and talked about California, but New Jersey was not far off. It ended up low single digits. And so Eric Adams is seeing the voters, seeing this. He's not currently in on somebody's program, so he is out there having to run for his political life. I think it's that simple, that he's a man without a country right now, and there's a man who's going to, come take his country named Andrew Cuomo, right? Who's going to come basically take his country. So that's what I think is going on with Eric Adams. I think Eric Adams is more simple than it is complex.
Got you. Roberto, what do you got to say?
I was gonna take that because he goes back to the old policies, like Google or whatever. How he said it, Hillary and this guy. The problem here is the last 10 years of democratic policy. It's been getting really, really bad. Most people remember Bill Clinton fondly. They're like, oh yeah, I like that guy. Or you heard during the election, I'm a Kennedy Democrat, because I despise them for being from the left, but they were reasonable, they were reasonable people. They had reasonable policies, a little bit more inclined for the unions, a little more inclined for, rights and giveaways. But the guy is doing what, he's just going back to normalcy.
I still wouldn't call it normalcy because to me the damage has been done. You can't invite a bunch of burglars in the house, then they steal all the shit, and then you're like, oh, what the hell are you guys doing here? Your family, what do you mean? You let them in the house, idiot.
They made New York into a sanctuary city. They made it into the shithole to the point where people are getting, assaulted on subway stations, to the point where now Eric Adams came out yesterday, I think, and defended Daniel Penny, the man who's on trial for allegedly killing, I say allegedly, killing, but allegedly murdering or manslaughtering.
Or defending an innocent people on the freaking train.
I think it's interesting. The man without a country, he's now public enemy number one for the left. I'm not convinced that the charges against him are not itself a cover-up, because those are some lame-ass charges if they're going after him for something. But clearly, I think he's worried about getting lynched by his own population because it's turned into a shithole to the point where now he's not politically safe or even physically safe in his own city. And so he's got to do a 180 from a sanctuary city and defy Trump and his racist border wall and deportation to, holy crap, it's so bad that my own people hate me and I've got nowhere to go.
Yep. And
there was a high-profile murder today, just a couple hours ago.
Wow.
CEO of United Healthcare at the New York Hilton. You know the New York Hilton? It's right across from CBS and Simon & Schuster on Avenue of the Americas, 57th, right there. They're having a, I don't know if it's a board meeting or a shareholders meeting or an analyst meeting, but CEO United Haircut gets out of the car, guy comes up, had been loitering, gunned him down, splits, escapes. There's no arrest right now, and he pumped 5 into the
That's
CEO
today?
CEO of what?
United Healthcare.
That sounds like a hit.
Dude, that sounds like a hit. What vagrant has a gun and homeless people don't have
but shooting 5 times and then running and not robbing.
Tom, can you look that up? Because I
the healthcare industry.
Yeah, that's a hit.
And all that,
that's weird. United Health, weird.
Now, Vinny, there's another important piece to this. He, if he doesn't resign or they go after him, he's done in December 31st of next year. So he has roughly a year. So I don't know what the plan is. Is he trying to fix whatever he did in a year? Is that enough time? Is there a chance of him getting reelected?
Absolutely not. There's no redemption.
But what is the left going to do? Are they going to come from the left again to the left, or is a Republican going to be?
I think he's hoping to appeal. I don't know. I think he does have a chance of getting reelected. He's hoping to appeal to the more reasonable populist base that he acknowledges exists right now. Where the only people who are happy with New York, who's that chick whose boyfriend got stabbed to death, and then she's sitting there worried about the homeless guy that stabbed her boyfriend. I mean, he'll never get those people back on his side, and nor do you want them on your side. I think he sees a populist base to which he's got to appeal with just rational, common sense policy, which used used to be the Democrats back in the day when Joe Biden had the drafted the tough on crime law. Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Obama had reasonable, logical policies, which they then turned into racist policies, and now they got to turn back to it.
Did you guys? Can I just go over the timeline really fast? Hey, Connor, can you show this? Look at this. Look at flip-flopping Eric Adams. So this is his timeline. So January 2022, he takes office and he reaffirms that it's a sanctuary city. Okay, August 22nd. They start getting buses from Texas under Governor Abbott's initiative. He criticized his action, but continued to uphold the commitment to providing shelters and services for the asylum seekers. October 22nd, he declares a state of emergency. All right? And then February 2023, he called for expansion cooperation between local police and federal immigration authorities, suggesting the current policies limiting such communication were detrimental to public safety. And then July, he announced that the city was running out of space and resources, whatever. September 23, Mayor Adams warned that migrant crisis could destroy New York City. And then February, he advocated to modifying the sanctuary policies. And then now December 22nd, all of a sudden, he's MAGA. And, like, here's my thing. I don't care what the hell his attitude is and how he changes, Ian. What do you say to these families? What now you're all of a sudden you've seen the light. What do you say to all the family members of all the cops and all the people all the innocent people that were raped and beaten and robbed? Remember the Venezuela gang, Tren de Agua, were going on the mopeds and bashing women over the head and robbing them and dragging them. What do you say to those people? Oh, I had a change of heart? To hell with that.
No, here's what he says. In February 2023, New York City, Eric Adams takes a shot at Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. And he says, welcome to New York City, Ron DeSantis. I guess this was on Twitter, where we don't ban books, discriminate against our LGBTQ plus neighbors, use asylum seekers as props. Says the mofo who sends them to Canada and ships them elsewhere. I mean, they're a bunch of outrageous hypocrites through and through, and he'll always be a Democrat because he'll always be a hypocrite.
No, I agree. And Ian, what do you think about? And we've been seeing it, obviously, guys, and you nailed it. The boss is coming back in, and when you see people like him, when you see people like Justin Trudeau and Zuckerberg of all of them, which I don't trust, I don't give a shit how many UFC I'm training. You're a nerd. I don't give a shit what he effed us with his $400 million Zuckerbucks. He tampered in an election. That's how I feel. That's my opinion. And we had to deal with this 4 years because of people like him. He was one of the main culprits. What do you think? Why are they all turning around?
The Dems think he tampered in 2016 by not doing certain things that they wanted done.
Yeah, weird.
They have weird definitions of election interference, but I think that, so me personally looking at Kamala Harris, I feel like we're about to watch her disappear off the face of the earth. And I don't mean like that a euphemism for something. I mean like literally, you failed, your time has expired, politically we don't care about you anymore. Yeah. I think that she's about to have the deepest fall off of the political, pinnacle she's been on. Yeah. And I would assume that if you're a person like Eric Adams, these other politicians that have been super woke left, way out there being good little puppy dogs for that movement, I'd bet that they're starting to hear that kind of stuff behind the scenes and expect that, and see that, and they don't want to have a similar fate. Because if you failed at your job and your woke left movement is disintegrating, and if that establishment turns to a different tactic moving forwards, like, are you going to be useful to them? Are you going to have any place ever again? Like, I think that people like him are starting to fear not just for like this position in this next reelection, whatever he's in here. I think they're looking at like all the perks, all the benefits, all their political aspirations drying up, because what have they really done? When you get rid of the fake, the fake desire for these policies, their resume is shit, and they made it shit. So
there, and it's all. I mean, I get it. The other side's like, our side technically is like, you got to be graceful. You got to pardon. Like, people were talking about pardoning Hunter. I mean, for a tactical, what I want accountability for every single person, because the people that were affected, the people that were killed, the people that lost jobs, all the people on that spectrum, they're going to get nothing. They're getting nothing. And I just hope to God, all these appointments, all this shit, it's not just talk, Ian. I want Kash Patel to get in to do his damn job. Yes. I want whoever the hell's going to be the DA. I want Tom Homan. I know he's going to do what he's going to do. But all these other people, bro, because we've been sticking around since 2015, bro. I've been verbally abused. I lost comedy shows. I was in Los Angeles, where if you even wore a red-looking hat, it was like, who the fuck, you were going to get your ass whooped. Like, they were coming after you.
with Zuckerberg, you say like not trusting him, and it's beyond that. Zuckerberg, and I'm not being hyperbolic, his actions killed people. His actions injured people. When you say,
Same with
you
Eric
know,
Adams.
election interference is one thing. Censoring COVID information is another. I believe that he has blood on his hands. You don't get to just say, "I've had a change of heart. I'm the cool guy now." You've not just got to repent. You've got to be held to account legally.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that.
And go to prison.
They knew. There's whistleblowers that came out that said they knew that within a certain psychological profile of 12 to 15-year-old girls that were more quiet, more shy, that the constant comparison created depression, and that they could identify tendencies toward cutting and suicidal tendencies. Facebook knew it. They knew there were girls out there that were just a little bit more meek, a little bit more shy in this world of constant comparison. Do you get the likes or not? That were going down this rabbit hole that ended in depression and self-harm. They knew it. And so it's, to me, Zuckerberg and Meta, it's more than just COVID. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
It's they knew what social media was doing. They knew what was going on, and they played into it and sold ads against it anyway.
So if you like this clip, click right here. And if you want to see more like it, click right here. Stay angry, Patriots.